Welcome back to another Battlegrounds Game Center unboxing. This is Patrick, and today we're looking at Thunder Road Vendetta by Restoration Games, the Maximum Chrome Edition. This is actually something that I've been really excited to get my hands on, and so we're just going to open it up, show you what's inside, and we actually have a few copies in store that you can get today. And yeah, let's go ahead and get this open. So immediately, you'll notice that they actually put a bunch of the expansion punch boards on the back. This is everything that comes in the base game contents, but then they actually have it listed what else is included in the box. The Big Red and Final 5 expansion, extra ammo, Carnage at Devil's Run, Chop Shop, and a few others. Now these are really cool because like the Big Rig adds another type of vehicle with like 3 trains, and then the Final 5 adds motorcycles. Extra ammo is just some additional cards that you can use. Carnage at Devil's Run is nice because you get more maps and fire abilities and hazards and so forth. Say you were to just get the base game and you were eventually going to get an expansion, I would say Chop Shop would be the one to get next, just because it adds a bunch of extra abilities to your cars. You have specific drivers and they have their own abilities. The German engineering down here, I know from what I gathered, it replaces the dice rolls. Instead of rolling dice to do your actions, you can use a deck of cards. So we'll go ahead and open this up a little bit, check it out. So this looks like it is the punch board for the Big Rig. There's actually multiple parts to it here, and then the motorcycles. So this is for Carnage at Devil's Run. You got these fire tokens and a few other obstacles that you can place out on the racetrack. Some more of the cards here, different cars, yep. Some more obstacles. These tokens are, I believe, are like wounds. So when you take wounds, you'll take one of those tokens, you'll flip it over, and it'll tell you something that happens, and then it takes over one of the wound spaces on your car. And whenever you have 2, your car gets knocked out, and you have to repair it to get it back into the race. That punched out fairly nice, actually. Some of the new boards, the parking lot, these are all double-sided. So I know that you'll have a stack of these, and as you go through, it's kind of like a conveyor belt. So you'll have 3 different sections connected, and then as you're driving up, once you get to the new section, the one all the way in the back will go away, and if there's any cars left on there, they get all knocked out. And then you'll take from a stack and then put it in front here, and it kind of keeps moving 3 different sections. So then we'll go ahead and take a look at the main box here. The back is just a nice piece of artwork. It actually has a nice inlay on here, so you know it kind of shines when you look at it, the UV printing. Oh boy, here we go. So we got your rule book. It's not too big. From what I remember, this game is relatively simple to play. The expansions obviously add a lot of fun new things. And then the rule book actually includes all the rules for every expansion. So it's all in one place, so you don't have multiple booklets, which is always nice. And then we have the cars and some of the spots to put the tokens and other components. Another cool thing about this edition that I know won't be in the base game is you'll see here that the cars actually have a wash on them, so it gives them a lot of depth, and they really pop when they're on the board. You don't really need to paint these because you're just playing as your color. You also got the helicopters here, which are apart. So these are the 3 cars that you would normally get, small, medium, and large. And you actually play with all of them out on the board, and then whenever you roll dice, then you'll place to activate a specific car. You got different colors here, blue, orange, green, white, red. I do like that they include these, which are wreck tokens. So whenever the car is eliminated, you can put a wreck out and it becomes an obstacle. So it's very cool. Here's the Big Rig. You can see here it comes apart into 3 different sections, and then they kind of just put on each other like that. Oop, a little hard to do while I'm standing up. But yeah, and it kind of just, it's like a train. So I would imagine as it moves, it kind of like blocks and becomes an obstacle for other cars, which is really cool. And you got your motorcycles, the little guys on them. They're yellow. Got that wash too. Okay, so underneath this, we have more trays for tokens. So you got your different cards here. Really nice chunky D6s of the different colors. And there's actually a few additional special dice in the game. Nice and chunky. Yeah, so this is whenever you slam into other cars, you roll this die, and it'll determine if the person that slammed or the person that got slammed, what will happen to them. Then you have this push die, so whenever they get hit, you roll this, and then whoever it selects will get pushed into a direction on the board. So you can kind of just keep slamming into each other. A few other dice here. Very cool. This looks like a targeting die for combat when you're shooting. This is like a fire die of some sort for the one expansion. And you got your cars here. And I'll actually tell you how they, so a lot of these are going to be the weapons, upgrades. So I can open some of these, take a look at it, take a look at the art. So yeah, it's got that really nice classic looking art that I really enjoy. It's got a good bit of like a comic book feel to it, hard edge lines. Yeah, those are really cool. So a bunch of different types of cards here. So these look like hazards. Yep, road conditions. So hazards, sandstorm, torrential downpour, like nice minimalistic, but has like a nice grungy look to it as well. Has all of the different rules associated with what it's called. And it looks like you can actually make some of your own if you're into that kind of thing. So you can kind of write it down and have your own like house rules. This is part of the extra ammo pack that came in the Kickstarter that was included. So these are a bunch of different modules that you can include into your game to spice it up and change the rules a little bit. So these, okay. So these are the German engineering cards. Instead of using the dice to use your actions, you would shuffle this deck and you would draw them, and it would tell you how many points that you have towards using action, because in this game, the actions are, you roll dice, and then on the boards themselves, it'll have a certain value that you can do certain actions. So like it would be like a 3 or a 6, and you would spend that die, you put it on the board, and you could do that action. And then these just replace that. So it's not as random, so if you like cards instead. And they're all in German, which is always fun. And a few more small cards here. Again, this really awesome artwork. Very cool. Let's see if there's anything else underneath. Yes. So these are the characters that come in the Chop Shop. So instead of having the basic cards, you can use these instead. So kind of just to show you this one, this was one of the extra ones. So normally you wouldn't have this rule in the base game, so this would go away and you would just have this bottom part, and they're all the same. But all of these guys have the same 2 is on all of them, and then they each have 2 unique ones. So that is everything that comes in this box, and this is the Maximum Chrome edition, and we have a few copies in store. And once they're gone, I think they'll be gone, because these were all Kickstarter. This was the main Kickstarter. The base game will eventually come out by itself, and I'm sure they'll have the expansion separately, but if you want to get it all in one big package, you get this. And also, if you get this when you're in store, you also get a nice metal coin, which I believe could be used as like a first player token. It's always nice getting these. These are always fun. Thanks for watching this unboxing of Thunder Road Vendetta Maximum Chrome Edition. I'm Patrick at Battlegrounds Game Center. See you again soon.